Hello, dear listeners. I just wanted to jump in really quickly before the episode starts and fill you in on something. Unfortunately, the audio for this episode got pretty messed up. It was a complete accident. What happened was Billy ended up recording with the wrong microphone for the entire episode, and it was actually picking up audio from the built-in microphone on the earbuds that she was wearing. So, as you can imagine, very bad for someone who really likes audio quality in microphones. So here's what I'm doing. I'm putting this up as a bonus episode, and at the same time, there's an official episode going up, but with my neighbor David as the special guest. So hopefully you like that. And as far as this episode goes, I worked endlessly to EQ it and cut stuff out to make it as listenable as possible. There's still some background noise, and the quality is just not all the way there. I think it sounds a lot better than it used to, and hopefully you also find it listenable. But if not, there's also an episode going up now. Enjoy the episode. Enjoy both episodes. I hope you have a wonderful time. And yeah, here's the episode. So, I've been doing this thing to promote the podcast.
Oh, tell me more.
Okay, so, when you're talking to somebody and, you're just, having a casual conversation with them, do you ever, let them know, oh, hey, by the way, I have a podcast?
Sometimes I do.
Yeah, okay, good. That's normal. And then they're usually, the cool thing about that is that when you mention it, no matter what, people, it's, foolproof. They'll say, oh, that's cool. I'll check it out sometime.
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. You got a new fan, right? Mm-hmm. But it turns out that sometimes people aren't being serious when they say that.
Sometimes they're lying? You're telling me?
Yes, exactly.
Ah.
They're not being entirely truthful when they say that. So this is the next little trick that I do now, and it's been working quite well. So We're having a casual conversation. I'm just meeting someone new for the first time, and they're just oh, that's cool. How are you? Blah, blah, blah. And I just kind of blurt out, I have a podcast. And they're just oh, that's great. It's yeah. It's allthespaceInbetween.com. And then they'll go, yeah, that's cool. I'll check that out sometime. And I go, cool, man. Cool. Thanks. And then there's kind of I don't know, for some reason, there's just an awkward silence after that. So to break the silence, there's 20 seconds of not speaking. I'll look at them and I'll say, you wouldn't lie to me, would you?
I just look at them and I go, I really need this.
Yeah. I look at them and I say, do you swear to God? swear to God.
Swear on whatever gods and truths you hold dear.
Yeah. How's your mother doing? Swear on her life that you'll check out the show that goes up every Monday. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Mm-hmm. As well as a classic RSS feed. So, you know, you've got no excuse, really. So you wouldn't lie.
So you're not a liar. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just making sure. Some people are liars, and you're not? Mm-hmm. You swear to God?
Yeah.
That you're going to check out my show. Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. So for the people that I've said that to recently, thank you so much for listening. This is all the space in between. This is all the space in between. My name's Mitch.
I'm Billy. Welcome to episode 39.
39.
Wow. Powerful number.
Dirty fine.
That's me.
Scurvy spine.
Oh God, we're playing the rhyming game.
Yeah, do one. Just do one.
Flirty grime.
Okay,
it wasn't great. But you put me on the spot.
I almost said 35, but I was no, you can't rhyme 39 with 35. You just can't do it.
It's just not allowed. You get disqualified for that, I think.
Do you think I talk too fast sometimes?
Yeah, no.
Jesus, you answered so slow. It's like you were trying not to hurt my feelings, but the amount that you stammered was what hurt the most. I was like, do you think I do this? And you're just like, let's just get to the first question.
That's just like, sorry, what? Sorry, the call cut out. I didn't.
Yeah.
We better just get to the question.
Oh, well, I'm here to repeat it. Do you think I talk too quickly?
No, I don't think you talk too quickly. I do think you talk quickly.
Sometimes people tell me I talk fast.
You do talk fast.
And I'll notice it sometimes when I'll say, like, the name of the show. Sometimes I'll say, this is all the Space Machine. And I just, like, I can't get it out fast enough.
Yeah, but
I'm just always so quick to promote the show.
It's always on the tip of my fucking tongue is the thing. Yeah. Well, I think it happens more when, like, it's stuff that you're used to saying that you've, like, said a lot. You know?
It's just so blasé to me.
Yeah.
Blah,
yeah, like when you're at the point where you can get like a whole Patreon plug out in like 5 seconds. You know?
Oh, I love doing that.
It's just rolling off of your tongue.
Yeah, by the way, patreon.com/Latin. So
yeah.
if you want to check it out, now's the best time. We got 3 whole questions on this show because we answered a total of 0. No, one last time.
We did one. You did one, really.
Time.
Yeah. I asked a question on the person's behalf.
Fun. Now this is a good contrast. We had a serious. My brain turns to actual pudding when I stay up late and record a whole album for all a month.
I know.
All of the month is just the album.
Yes.
No sleeping does the worst thing ever to my brain. My stutter comes back. I can't say certain stuff. When I was mixing the last episode, like I kept noticing I was saying stuff like, yeah, YouTubes will like and I just like I'll just talk like someone who's like just old or dumb.
Well, when we were doing the last episode, it was like really late at night for me, so I didn't even notice you saying YouTubes.
Yeah, I did. I would just say stuff like that.
Yeah. Wait, real quickly though, while you're mentioning staying up late and making a whole album, this is the last episode that's going to come out before the album comes out.
Is that real?
Yes.
It's so confusing doing back catalogs.
I know.
For me.
But this is. Yeah.
Future me will have already done a... Oh, wait, no, this is the last episode that will come out before the album.
Before, yes.
Okay.
This is going to come out on the 27th.
Well, that means nothing to me.
Your album's going to come out on the 31st.
Well, the next time we do an episode, you should tell me, hey, by the time they hear this, you'll be world famous for Wishing by now. For the new Wishing release.
You'll be signed to a certain popular indie band label.
Hey, you cool it with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll affect me more during the next episode. Not just like, hey, by the time they hear this, you'll have still not put it out. You know, I don't care about that.
No, I'm just saying that we should we just reminding the listeners that it is in fact coming out on the 31st.
New Wishing album by the end of the month.
Coming
Halloween,
out on Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday? Don't say it like that. It scares me. This Thursday? No, next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Jesus, stop doing time stuff.
This Thursday for them when they're hearing
for them.
it.
Yeah, hey, for you, baby, this Thursday.
Yeah.
That's coming out. God, and also,
this is
podcasts are not listened to like in any sort of order. So somebody listening to this in like November of fucking next year is going to be like, who gives a shit?
2021.
Yeah. Who cares at all about this? God, that's so confusing. This is why I don't like doing back catalog. We can't talk about anything relevant.
This is why we usually record all of our stuff on the Sunday that it goes up.
Yeah, like 20 minutes before it goes up, we're just rattling stuff into a microphone, mixing it quickly and throwing it up. Fresh and hot for the listeners.
Mm-hmm. Freshly baked from the little oven that is our mouths.
So we have 3 questions. We're going to try and get to all of them today.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just turn on the time mark here. We're doing good. We're doing
good.
On track. It's a good time
to
jump into the first question. Let me just pull up the...
Producer in the corner is giving us the thumbs up.
Yeah,
we're making good headway.
He will cut us off at the 45-minute mark exactly.
You want to read our first question?
I'm looking for it right now. I actually don't have the Chrome app.
Oh my god. On your computer?
I deleted Chrome and it kind of logged, it had the, like it memorizes my passwords for everything.
I gotta reset it. That will also kick you out of the email account, so sorry.
But I don't know the password. So now we're both kicked out, and I don't remember the email I set up as like the safety, as like the recovery email. I don't know that one. That's another Gmail I don't check.
I don't remember the name of the street that I grew up on.
No, or my childhood best friend.
Yeah, that's more of a me problem. That's more of a fibromyalgia thing more than anything.
Yeah,
but,
I'm getting fog brain right now. I've been lately referring to it as sock brain.
Sock brain? Yeah, that works.
That's what it feels like in my head. Is like I just have a wet sock in it. Sometimes it's wet, sometimes it's dry, but all the times it's a sock.
Well, yeah, it's always just a dampening old sock. Yeah.
So full blown sock brain right now. One thing about security questions, really quick, before I jump into this first question. This is pretty much like guaranteeing like we're not going to get the last question because I'm going to keep doing shit like this. But one time I was like, what was I doing? I was doing something like really rambunctious. I was trying to get healthcare over the phone. And I was on the phone with the person who was like trying to help me, and as I was signing up, there was like a whole bunch of security questions. I was like, how am I supposed to remember all of these things at once? Because they're all just like, what was your best friend's shoe size in third grade, you know? And the person on the phone was like, oh, you know what I always do for those? And I was like, what? And they were like, I always make my answer the last word of the question. So if it's like, what's your favorite sports team? Then my answer will be team. Just so I'll never forget. And I'm like, I don't think what you're telling me is illegal, but it's wrong.
I don't think
like,
you should be advising me as someone who's from like a healthcare insurance line.
If someone is like, okay, yeah. If someone is just doing it on their own, then yeah, the person might be like, hey, you probably shouldn't do that. But if someone working for the place that's asking for the security question is doing that, they're kind of like, it's kind of like a null question then, right? Because it's not a security question. It's just this little trick on how you get past security questions.
Yeah, because then everyone knows, right?
Because I think about that every time I'm asked to do a security question. I was like, this person would just make it be like name, you know, mom's maiden name. It'll just be, oh, name. Yeah, if I was on the phone with somebody and they were like, what was your best friend's name? What was the name of your childhood best friend? And I just said friend. And they're like, that's fucking right. Damn it.
Can't. Oh my God. I hate this.
Anyway, what a disappointing thing that person told me was. And hey, look, this question is called Disappointment to Parents. And it goes, I'm getting
nice segue. Really smooth one. Yeah.
And it goes, hello, y'all. I'm in a pickle with my life and hobbies. I have no talents or hobbies. All I do all day is stay in bed and watch YouTube. My siblings are doing good things with their life and they have good talents. My sister is an artist, whoop whoop, and my brother has a well-paying job. I'm a dirty, rebellious kid, a stinky gamer, you might say. My parents have even brought it up with me before. About how they're stinky and a gamer. They have high expectations. Should I try bull riding? Be more of a disappointment? What are some things I could try that you guys could suggest? Sincerely, disappointment of my parents.
Funny that my sister wrote this.
Yeah.
My sister is an artist and my brother has a well-paying job. Alright, here's the thing.
Wait a second, what's Callum do?
Oh, he got a new job.
Oh, is it well paying?
It's okay. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations to Callum. That's really great. We'll text him and tell him I said congrats.
Right now.
Yeah.
Pause the recording.
All right, pause it.
All right, it's done. It's done.
All right, and we're back.
Okay.
Yeah, he said, fuck you, Mitch.
He said,
yeah, he doesn't
talk
like
to
me. I'm too rich to talk to you now.
He's like, I want £12 an hour, excuse you. Right, so here's the thing with this question, right, is that their sister is an artist and their brother has a well-paying job, right? Those are the only two options as far as parents go. Because the only reason that I'm not getting shit for not having a well-paying job is because people are like, well, she's an artist. She's an artist.
Yeah, and then
so
and then
I
on my
stay
end,
in bed and watch YouTube all day.
On my end, the only reason I'm not getting shit for doing what I'm doing is because it turned into a well-paying job.
Yeah.
Because even as an artist, people were telling me like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
It didn't start paying for a long time.
Get on with it now.
All right. You know, fucking so many people used to actually use this exact thing on me, and they would tell me, you could make more working part-time at Pizza Hut than what you're doing now.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you're mean. Boy, howdy, you're mean to me.
That's bad. Yeah. Anyway, if you're someone who's not either of those, and you are just, as you say, a stinky gamer,
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, the fucked up thing is that you're all three of these things. You're all three of these children.
I was literally about to say I'm the trinity of this.
Yeah. You're the real Father, Son, Holy Ghost of this whole situation.
Yeah.
You're really embodying it all. So
hold on. Oh, this is amazing what you just said to me. Because, okay, like, check it out. The father is the well-paying job. The son is the stinky gamer, and me being an artist is the Holy Ghost. Is the Holy Spirit. Yeah.
Oh my god. This is that shit that they pay us for.
That makes perfect sense in my head. Granted, I have sock brain right now, but of course it makes perfect sense.
I love it. We've had 2 beautiful metaphors 2 episodes in a row. We're on a roll, baby. But yeah, I don't know. Isn't being stinky and being a gamer a hobby in itself? And shouldn't your parents respect that?
No, and that's my answer.
Okay.
Of course, you should do more than just those things. You shouldn't just lay in bed and watch YouTube. Also, we don't know how old this person is. They could be fucking 15 for all we know.
Yeah.
And if you are, stop listening. And then also, if you are, you're doing great right now. You're doing fine.
I'm
you don't
assuming
have to
from the tone
care.
of the question that you're youngish.
Are they kind of young?
I don't know. I'm just
probably
assuming.
young.
We don't know.
Okay. Assuming that they're young, you're doing fine, and you don't have to care for another little while. And money's really not that important if you have like a support system and things like that. Use these years of your life to be a stinky gamer, and that's fine. And the thing with being a stinky gamer is that part doesn't go away ever.
No, it lives inside you like a horrible little demon.
You'll always be that forever, but you'll just add stuff to it. So you have to start considering, okay, what else do I want to do? You know, do I want to be
a little bit more 3-dimensional?
Yeah. Am I going to be a chef? Am I going to be a writer? Am I going to start working? Am I just going to work a job and work my way up? Am I going to do something? But hopefully you do something you're passionate about, and then when you're not doing that, you can really enjoy your time being a stinky gamer. I was just hanging out with my buddy Jordan yesterday, childhood best friend. He was in California because he had a layover flight and decided to stay for a few days. So I saw him over the last few days, and we are almost 30 now. We're both 29 years old, and you know what we did when we hung out at almost 30? We just stayed up till 3 a.m. playing video games. And just getting progressively more stinky.
Yeah.
And we both have like jobs and we're doing stuff. And we have these other things that are interesting to us, and we're sitting there talking about a whole bunch of stuff and laughing. But at the core, we smelt bad and we're playing Smash Bros. So that doesn't go away.
Yeah. That's still going to be a core component of you that you won't be able to shake off. We're going to be real with you now. That's it'll stick.
Yeah.
That's the stench that you can't get rid of, unfortunately.
And other people will smell it on you.
Yeah, all you can hope to do is
parents.
kind of like, spray like a fine deodorizing mist of some other shit on top.
Right.
Yeah.
So that as you're walking by someone, the waft that they smell is like, oh, that person's like, I don't know, has it together and has a job and stuff. But then when they really get to know you and that starts to wear off, they'll smell who you are underneath it, and it is a stinky fucking gamer. Clammy palms, gripping onto a controller, smashing that A and B button like your fucking life depended on it.
Only lightly tapping the Y, though. A delicate hand with the Y.
I mean, the X gets a little press every now and then, but...
Anyway, yeah, I guess our advice is do anything.
Yeah, I might be kind of agreeing.
Don't necessarily stop doing what you're doing, but just do anything on top of it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your parents aren't wrong for being disappointed. I'm disappointed in you.
Yeah.
What do you do? You listen to this show and you play games. You need to do more. Like fucking okay.
Go listen to one of those podcasts that tells you how to get rich or whatever.
Yeah, those work.
They work for the people who make them.
That's funny. Let's just throw out. So okay, this person listens to our podcast. They watch YouTube videos. They play video games. Just off the top of your head, let's just kind of quickly name off stuff that they can do to add to their life.
Okay.
Just off the top of your head, very like fire round, you know?
All right. We're doing like a brain association thing.
Sure. Just
Okay.
one after the other. Let's go.
I don't know. Go for a walk outside. Have some non-screen time.
Join my Patreon. Okay, go. Quick, come on.
Join my Patreon.
Okay, subscribe to me on YouTube if you haven't already.
Follow me on Twitter.
There we go. Yeah, Twitter and here we go. Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's do one more each.
Ask me for my PayPal.
There we go.
Directly.
How about God, something that makes them stand out and is different, something that their parents would really look at and be like, now they're doing. Rate and review our podcast on Apple Podcasts.
Thank you. Good. All good hobbies. All great hobbies.
What were you gonna say?
I was going to say something that would really make you stand out, real individual, would just be cash in the mail. Just stuck in an envelope, baby. Yeah.
We don't, it's just, I love that. Just
real digital detox approach. Just cash in the mail.
That tax-free income. I love it. Come on. You want to be real.
Stuff.
You want to be real bad. Let's play a prank on Uncle Sam.
Yeah, put it in a birthday card.
Pay me under the table. Better than a birthday card. And if those are too expensive or you can't find a card that you think I'd love, you can easily just fold up a piece of paper a whole bunch and send it to my P.O. box.
This is bad. We're bad.
We're also joking.
We're also doing extortion, I think.
Don't send us money.
No.
Especially not cash. Especially not for the purpose of me not taxing it, it being taxed. I'm already in too much trouble with the IRS. I know I talk about it in the past, but my God, if I could just get into it again.
At the IRS, don't engage.
It is getting bad every time I open. Every time I log in, it's like there's a new warning on top.
Oh God.
This one just says we're not joking.
Oh Jesus Christ. This one was just a printed off JPEG of a gun.
Like, holy shit. Oh no.
Just pointed at me. Just in front of you.
Yeah, it's like, it's a GIF actually, and it's like quivering, like he's about to pull the trigger. God, I need to pay my estimated. I need to throw more estimated taxes for 2019. Should I do that on the show?
Should we fuck around and pay our taxes live on the show?
Should I throw $3,000 at my estimated right now on the show?
We have to say no.
Okay, I won't.
If only because everyone's going to find out the answer to all your security questions.
That is true. And that, like, I do that thing where whenever I log into stuff, I, like, read what I'm typing out loud.
Yeah, I've seen you do it. All right. Should we do our second question?
I guess, yeah. Do more, but no, actually, no. Let's give some actual advice. You can learn to you have interests, even if it's just like video games. You can make video games more of a hobby. You can even just like make like interesting friends or start going to like certain conventions, and I'm sure your parents won't mind that as long as you're like getting out of the house and being active and being a part of society and stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, if you're basically anything you're interested in, you can. I mean, people shouldn't monetize all their hobbies, but I do love to monetize mine. If you have a genuine passion for video games, you can write about video games.
I was gonna say become a Twitch streamer.
you can become a Twitch streamer. Yeah, you can. You can stream. You can do Let's Plays on YouTube. You can go to cons. You can write about games. You can review them. You can just have your own blog. It's whatever. There's plenty of things that you can do with a seemingly pointless hobby like that. You can fucking get into making little indie games if you want.
Yeah. You can do a lot of stuff. You can learn how to make apps.
Yeah. So, you've got interests. You just need to pin them down.
You have interests.
Wrangle with them.
You do have interests. You just need to fucking shower more.
That coming from us is bold. It has to
When's
be said.
the last time you've bathed?
Don't ask me that.
All right.
We'll get onto it during the course of the next question, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You want to get into it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Okay, this next one is called My Stinky Smelly Roommate.
All right.
Yeah.
A seamless segue.
I know.
This is. Are
Some
we
may say
doing
better
it?
than yours.
Are we podcasting? Is this what podcasting
This
is?
seems planned, right? It wasn't.
Yeah. And then next is going to be our first plug.
Amazing. So this one's called My Stinky Smelly Roommate, and it goes, Hello, Witch and Pilly. I require some assistance in figuring out how to deal with my stinky little pickle. I hope you can help me. I'll start this story off with a little bit of context. I live with my older sister and her boyfriend. They are both amazing roommates in every aspect. I love them both and we're all very close. However, some days, my sister's boyfriend just emits the most foul stench in the morning. So foul that it lingers in the air sometimes 10 minutes after he's walked by. Like, you know those scenes in cartoons where like a fresh baked pie will leave a scent trail and kind of lead you to it? It's like that, except with the most offensive body odor infiltrating my unsuspecting nostrils. The strangest part about it is that my roommate is very clean. He showers every day and they keep their space very clean, but he still just fucking reeks some days. I've never heard him acknowledge it, and I've been too scared to say it to ask him about it to his face. Like, how do you ask someone why they smell so bad? You don't. It's rude, right?
Am I right?
But
I have to assume I can't do
It has
this.
to be bad. But I've joked about it with my sister before, and she laughed along with me. But she never offered any closure either in telling me that he at least acknowledges that he's a stinky boy sometimes. All I can do is silently endure the scent of salt on the days that it happens. But I'm wondering if you can share any advice or similar experiences with me. Thank you so much, this person's name. And we have a PS, and it says, don't feel the need to read this part out loud, just sharing a bit of love of your podcast, but I'm gonna read it out loud because it made us both smile a lot, and I love to read it.
I love to be hyped up.
Yeah. And the PS says, I hate my job and it makes me anxious to be there, but listening to your podcast every day has helped me keep sane. I'm literally choking back laughter at some of the shit you guys say, and I look like a crazy person bent over laugh wheezing in my little corner. Thank you so much for the laughs. You are so welcome. I love it.
Thank you for listening.
Scrat. Sick.
Ooh. Never heard you scrat for a while.
A little
not
treat.
bad.
Yeah. Hang on, we gotta go.
we
gotta leave.
The episode just ends here at the 26-minute mark. Fuck, you guys only did half an episode.
Anyway, no, I'm so happy that we can be that podcast for people because I have that podcast. Well, many of them. I love listening to podcasts that make me laugh, and I can just listen to when I'm having, especially when I'm having an anxious day, and they're just distracting, they're just good, and they're funny.
I love when it's just good, it's on in the background, but you feel like you're like hanging out with that person. It's just really comforting.
I love it. So I'm really glad that you're getting that out. This makes me very happy.
I'm humbled. I think that it's great, and the fact that we're even offering you the opportunity to say thank you in a monetary way by joining our Patreon is probably the best part of it for me.
I have to stress
patreon.com/all the space in between.
I have to stress that doesn't exist.
Okay.
I have to stress that we don't
this episode comes out in a couple weeks, so it might exist. By then, you don't know anything. You don't know what I've been doing over here while you're gone.
You're setting up a Patreon for us without my knowledge. You're hoarding all the money.
There's one tier, and it's just all of my IRS debt.
It's the large number that is. Alright, anyway. This question. Yeah. Living with a stinky person. You ever done that?
How do you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Check this out. Well, as I said, I was with Jordan yesterday, and he's kind of stinky.
Yeah. You've told me that me and Jordan smell the same.
Well, after smelling Jordan yesterday,
after getting a refresher,
I think you smell like he did in high school.
Okay. So worse.
He's matured. He just smells in a different way now.
Okay.
He's blossomed. And I don't know. I think that it's different. Like when you're in a relationship, like I was told by my last partner all the time, you smell. But she did it in like a playful, cute way. when was always kind of mocking me about it. Mm-hmm. But I love the way that I smell.
I do too, is the messed up thing.
Yeah. And vice versa. When you stink, I think like when you're here and we're living together, you know, we will easily just go like days without showering and just be like, all right, look, we gotta do it today. Like, we just must. We have to do it.
Yeah.
I probably shower more when you're gone, which is weird. Because I kind of feel justified being like, look, if we're the exact same amount of stinky,
Yeah, and we're
then
mostly
I'm
just
cool
around
with
each
it.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we see people, we're just, all right, well, let's fucking hop in the shower real quick. Because
Yeah.
I'm mostly just working all day anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm messed up in that I like my own body odor and I like yours. And I generally don't mind other people's. Like, I don't like it like I like yours and mine, but I don't find
not. It's cheating.
But I don't find it offensive, I guess. If it's just like sweat smell, you know. I'm just like, yeah.
If I'm just talking about BO,
yeah.
then I don't really mind it that much.
Yeah, if I'm being real and I'm going to get on my shit for a second, I low-key think the deodorant industry is a scam. So
Okay, let's hear about it. Why?
Well, we just went without it for so long. And I know we, you know,
No.
I know we also
I'm gonna stop you here.
went without fucking antibiotics and toothpaste as well, and those things are good. But
I don't want this. I don't want you to turn into that one post on Tumblr from a long time ago where it's just like randomly people will be like, I don't have to wear deodorant. I think that deodorant's fine, but and in fact, I think that not smelling is probably preferred when you're hanging out with somebody, which is why I'm like, I don't mind it when it's just me. But if I'm gonna see someone, I'm slapping on deodorant or I'm showering, and then I'm putting on deodorant. You know, I think it's almost like common courtesy to smell good in front of another person.
yeah, I suppose.
If I'm gonna be hugging people, I don't want that. I'd be so embarrassed if they could smell me.
Okay, but all right. I guess when I'm talking about deodorant though, I'm in over here. I cannot find a deodorant that is not an antiperspirant.
Antiperspirant's awful.
Yeah.
I love sweating.
Yeah.
I love when people
So I guess
sweat.
I'm more
I think
talking about an
that's great.
antiperspirant. I don't.
I like a
those.
natural deodorant.
Yeah.
You know, a while back at this point, and then even longer from when the people listened to it. But Blade texted me about a deodorant that they were using. A deodorant that they had just purchased. It was like an all-natural one that wasn't an antiperspirant, I don't think. And I want Blade, whom I know is listening to this, to send me an update to how that was.
On how it's going.
Because they told me what kind it was, and they were really stoked to get it. This is just what older people text each other with.
It is.
It really is just this.
I've had a lot of conversations with Vex because she uses something that's like, it's just made of like, I don't know, fucking rose water and charcoal or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yeah. And you know, there's nothing in it basically, but it smells good.
Here's what I gotta say though. As much as I don't mind BO smell,
Yeah.
because there are certain things that I mind, certain things that I don't mind. When someone has bad breath, I'm like, not loving that.
Oh yeah, that's a different thing.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you could, no. BO, just sweat, smell, I don't necessarily mind that much. I think it's almost, there's just got to be some type, there's just fucking pheromones in it or something that I'm just like, that, I'm hard. That's not bad. It's just not the worst thing to me.
Yeah. I agree.
But certain people will emit a smell that is not that. It's not BO, and it is just a very particular them smell.
Yeah.
And it is a little foul, and I can't really describe it. I've known certain people that are like that, and it is just a very particular smell. And maybe this is what that person's talking about, because they're not describing it as BO.
That's true, I suppose. They're just saying a foul stench.
So they could have this other type of just smell that totally reeks, that's unique to them, because they're saying like, yo, they shower all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe they just have a particular smell that you don't like.
Yeah.
But that your girlfriend your girlfriend, Jesus Christ, your sister, my God.
Their girlfriend.
But that your sister loves.
But she's acknowledged it. But yeah,
I think
maybe
she only
just
politely
likes-
laughed along.
Maybe.
I think this person brought it up, and then the sister laughed, but then didn't talk about it any further. If she was down to talk about it, she'd have immediately used that opportunity to gossip about it.
I think that's true.
But she probably doesn't really notice that much, loves him, doesn't care, maybe even likes it.
Yeah,
you know,
the fucked up thing is that you start liking gross things about people when you love them.
Which brings me to my next little bit of advice. You should fall in love with your sister's boyfriend.
Oh my
so just
God.
hear me out on this.
Jesus Christ.
If the problem is how is this bad? If the problem is that he smells to you, make it so that your body starts craving his scent.
No. It can't be. You can't say this.
Hold on.
It's a crime, I think.
Hold on. I'm playing out all the scenarios in my head.
Okay.
Yeah,
a quick little Rain Man.
It only ends well. So, I'm giving you the thumbs up of approval.
Yeah, I've run the probability simulator, and everyone ends up happy. It's good. It's good.
Hey, speaking of Rain Man, I have, you're not going to believe this, like a little pile of toothpicks next to me right now. Should I drop them on the floor and guess how many there are?
And then spend the last 15 minutes of the show counting them to see if you were right.
There's actually only 4 of them. I just counted them right now. There's 4.
Well, then that wouldn't have been very impressive if you could.
No. Imagine I get it wrong. I was just like 13. Like there's 4 here.
There's 4.
Oh.
You can see all of it. It's easy. Jesus.
I dropped them one by one too.
The brain fog's getting worse.
They're here because I was trying to fix that answering machine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was lubing it up. Hey, look, it's our first sponsor, Super Lube, silicone lubricating grease.
I wish Super Lube would sponsor us. I love that they haven't changed their packaging from what looks like the early 70s.
Yeah, what flag is this on the front?
I don't know.
It's like a rainbow flag.
It's like the Lube Pride flag, I think, is what it looks like.
But it's like the only colors on it are, from top to bottom, green, blue, red, yellow.
It's got to be a pride flag of some kind.
If our listeners would just look up Super Lube silicone lubricating grease, it is an PTFE product, and it is food grade, and you use it to like fix old shit. Look at this flag. Oh God! Look at this flag.
Oh God! I
the episode just ends there. You hear me go ah,
God.
and then the episode just ends.
You slip across the floor.
I got all slippery. I spilt it all over myself.
Spilled food grade lube all over myself.
And I slip right out of the room, right out of my chair and down the hall. If you could just look up the Super Lube product really quick, just hit pause on this episode and go do that, and tell me what you think this little flag is. That would be great.
I'm telling you that it's the pride flag for people who like lube.
I'm telling you to stop. That's what I'm saying. You want to get to our last question?
First of all, I want to ask you when the last time you showered is, because I'm
Oh,
curious.
right. I showered before Jordan got here. No. I showered the day after he got here. That was it. So it's only been a couple days. What day was that? What day after he got here?
Yeah.
He was here last night and the night before. So the night before that I showered.
So Friday?
Yeah, I guess so.
I also showered on Friday.
Weird.
We're in sync.
We are in sync.
Cool.
Do you want to fuck it? Do you want to pause the show now, shower, and see if people can feel the difference?
See if they can. Yeah, if they can just sense it.
Okay. let's not though.
Okay. Next time. Okay, let's go to our last question. We're actually fitting 3 in this episode.
Yeah, but barely.
Barely.
So.
But we're going to do it, because this one is not a super long one. So we're going to do it.
It's also not super important. Let's skip it.
I mean, you can make the argument that none of our questions are super important.
That last one is super important. And yes, again, my advice, you need to fall in love with your sister's boyfriend. And then the stink will turn into something that you love about him.
The stink will turn into just an unbearable aroma of guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is worse, but this problem will be solved.
Okay, we're running out of time. We need to, we need to do this one. This one is called a zine pickle. Hey, Billy and Mitchie. I have a little artistic pickle. Recently, I teamed up with a local group to do a zine for local writers. I'm a writer myself, and I thought it would be cool to do something that the group hadn't done before. Boy, was I wrong. Basically, the group has been super unhelpful, and I'm doing all the work. Only a few people have submitted their art, and I'm seriously done advertising it. My question is, should I just write my own poems and slap an alias on it to fill the empty spaces? There are so many logistical problems going into this zine, and it's not even fair to the artist who submitted to it. Also, I might just totally ghost the group after this project is done. They are so naive thinking this can become a big name zine in the next couple issues. Thanks for taking the time to read my ramble. This person's name.
Okay, so I have a two-pronged approach to answering this question, and the first is that is this not fucking everyone's experience with working in a group on some kind of artistic endeavor?
Well, yeah. Well, this is everyone's experience working in even just like any group project in high school.
Yeah.
And
that's true, I guess, yeah.
And before you start talking too much shit, keep in mind you're in the presence of someone who held the group behind, and I'm very sensitive, okay? Keep in mind you are talking to someone who may or may not have brought down group after group in high school by, at certain points, straight up refusing to do my part. Okay?
At certain parts, actually lying about doing my part.
I was on the other end. Every text or call they sent me, I'd be like, oh man, I'm like right at the end of it. This is turning out so good. You're going to love it. I'll see you Monday.
Oh my God.
And then ditch that day, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Presentation day comes. I actually show up in the morning just to make them think, oh my God, Mitch is actually here. They haven't seen a lick of my work, right? I dip out to the bathroom right before the presentation. I raise my hand and I go, may I use the restroom? She says yes for some reason, even though that's exclusively when I ditch. I go, they don't see me for 2 weeks.
Oh,
right?
God.
By that point, everyone's just so fucking happy I'm alive that they don't that they don't care about the project, and we all got a straight D.
Oh.
Mitch passes again.
I suppose technically and legally a D is a pass, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Passed me.
I hate this. I hate you're one of those. God.
I was, all jokes aside, yeah, I was terrible. I was the person that was just, like, not doing my work and then not wanting to do the presentation and then also, like, not wanting to speak to anyone.
Right. I was a different kind of antisocial in high school, which I think we've talked about in just in our own conversations, definitely. But I think, I'm not sure if we mentioned it on the podcast, where I was the kind of person who hated working in a group or even fucking talking to another person in school so badly, but also wanted to do the work very badly. Mm-hmm. So I would, like, always kind of find a way to wrangle with the teacher that I would do an entire group project just by myself.
Wow.
Because I'd be like, listen, if I do it in a group, let's be real, I'm gonna be doing it by myself anyway, so why don't I just do it by myself but not have to talk to these fucking people?
Your worst fear was that there would be a me in the group.
Yes.
And that's fine, and that's good.
Mm-hmm. And someone drag him down my 100% score. No. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I hated everyone, but I really, really liked getting good grades. So I would always try and get out of team projects by just doing them extra good. Mm-hmm. But when I got to university, they don't let you do that anymore.
Really? They're just like, no, you have to work in a group.
Yeah, for some things, for some units, and I fucking hated it. And I hated it so much that I flunked out the first time they tried to make me do it, because I just point blank refused to work with the group, and they were just like, well, you're not passing the module and you have to retake the year. And I was like, okay.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. And then the next year you were working in groups. Yeah,
and it was awful.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Yeah. And I ended up, doing everything pretty much. And, two of the other people ended up just dropping out of university halfway through the thing. And two of the others just straight up didn't do anything. So it was bad. So, my advice, I guess, is that it was very brave of you to, because this sounds like this isn't even an educational obligation.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to stop there. Were there any guys in your group?
No.
All right.
There were the first time, which is why I didn't want to do it, actually.
Right, yeah. But, like, this second time, there was just no Sorry, guys.
No.
All right.
Okay.
That's
fine.
cool. Hey,
All
you
right.
wouldn't lie to me, would you?
New thing. Asking people if they'd lie to you.
Putting them on the spot and really looking them in the eyes and saying, you wouldn't lie to me, would you?
That was a fucking school project that I did 2 years ago.
That's cool. Okay, so you said that there weren't a lot of guys in your group. There was just the one. And then, so 2 people dropped out, 2 people didn't do anything, so it was just you and fucking Chad working together, huh?
In the candlelight.
That's fine. Oh,
That's
just
okay.
you guys late at night in the dark room, huh? That's just fucking great. That's cool. Hey, tell him I said hi.
Anyway,
said what up.
thanks for listening, everyone. Goodbye.
I'm sorry, you were saying?
I was saying before that it sounds like from this email that this person is not under like any kind of educational obligation to be in this group. They're just like, I just teamed up because I thought it would be a good idea, like to do a thing for local artists. That was brave of you.
And even noble.
Yeah. But you're just underestimating how bad most people are at doing shit. Like, they're just, you know, it's very rare to get a group of people together who have the same level of commitment to like a kind of creative endeavor.
Extremely rare, actually.
Yeah, like I can work with other people, but working like in a preformed group is like very hard. And I think you've got similar things. Obviously, me and you work together sometimes.
Right.
You and Christian work together on Wishing.
But that's pretty much it. Like that, I can't think of another thing. That's pretty much all.
Yeah.
And I never work with a group of more than just me and one other person. That sounds like trouble.
Yeah, because one of you's going to care more than the other people do.
Right.
That's just a fact. And it sounds like you're the one that's caring. And so I would say if you're the person who you feel like you're doing the most caring about this thing, then I would do it by yourself. That is my honest advice that I'm carrying over from high school, is that like if you're actually passionate about kind of creating some kind of like local resource kind of thing, the good thing about zines in particular is that they are DIY, do it yourself, which can mean do it by yourself. Like you can do it in a co-op, obviously, you can do it in a group, but you definitely can do it by yourself if you genuinely have this kind of like drive to make something, you know? So maybe do just fucking ghost them. Maybe just get rid of them and make a new zine by yourself.
If you're the person, because there is always kind of somebody that cares the most. If you're the person that cares the most, like Christian cares way more about Wishing than I do. I've not responded to a text from them in 6 days now. And it's creeping up on us, you know. Halloween is right around the corner at this point. And I see the text. It's not like I'm too busy. I'm reading the text. I'm just not responding.
Oh, fuck.
And then I'll give little responses, like 4 a.m. I'll say, hey, can you talk? After like a week of not speaking, and they'll say, hey, I'm so sorry I was asleep. And then another 6 days of me not talking.
And then they'll send you like a really gently worded text. It's like, hey, I'm just wondering how the progress is going. Really looking forward to seeing what you've worked on. Just looking forward to an update. Hope you've been well. And you just respond 2 days later with
.com. Here's the song I'm working on. They of course don't click it because they were around for what is, and then I just say fuck
they're
you.
around in those early to mid 2000s. I feel like we gotta put a disclaimer here for anyone who doesn't know what that is. To
don't
not
go.
Fucking look.
Don't go.
Don't go.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should beep it out. No, just trust us and don't go. Like, I think we'll get in trouble.
Yeah, I might actually censor that. You're right. My bits can only go so far before I'm exposing teens to whatever I just said.
You can leave the .com in, but don't let them know what the URL was.
That's what memes were when we were in high school.
Memes
was
were
just having to.
It was just
tricking people to go to websites like
your
that.
friends
Yeah.
into looking at horrible one-page websites with the most horrible thing that they could find on them.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they just got famous for just everyone just knowing. And then at some points you're just, and then like sometimes you'd be 15 and you just hadn't seen it in a long time, and it's like, you know what, I want to see old people just fucking and sucking each other off. So then you'd go recreationally.
I really want to ask you like what ones you know, but
we can't name them on the.
We can't
I
name
know
them
like
on the show.
three of them that are big.
Okay.
And I'm not going to name them on the show.
I can think of 4, so we'll compare notes afterwards.
I'm really curious as to what the 4th is.
Yeah, that's what the missing one is.
It's one I haven't seen, and I have to go, oh man, I got to check this shit out. Fuck. I got a little bit of time before dinner. I'll check it out.
Before dinner. The worst time to look at any of those.
Yeah, no, this to wrap this up, yeah, I know what this person's talking about immediately, because though I was a useless pile of shit in high school, it was because I didn't care about the work and I didn't value my education. I definitely do now, and I look back at high school thinking, boy, I should have applied myself.
Yeah.
So I regret all of that a lot. Not too much, but a bit.
A little bit.
But me now, I'm a workhorse, and I had to eventually learn, like, oh, if it's something I'm really passionate about, I'll work endlessly on that thing, and I'll work on it so hard. And I do that a lot now, and I know exactly what because, you know, in the past, especially in my early 20s, I tried to make, you know, making art more of a collaborative thing, and you're right, immediately people will just not care about it as much as you. They want, these people that wanted to do the zine with you, they like the idea of having a zine, and they like the idea of being in a zine and being writers and being poets and stuff, but unless they actually do that, they're not. They're not poets, they're not writers, and they don't have a zine, and it's not going to materialize in front of them. People like you are going to make it happen, and they won't. So yes, they are they are naive thinking that, hey, this is going to be because you've not released your first issue. If they're even talking like this is going to be big, it's going to, in a few issues, this is going to be this huge zine in the next couple issues, then they're starting the zine for the wrong reasons. They like the idea of having a popular zine, not in being a writer or putting in the immense amount of work that goes into making a zine.
This is also what I was going to say. I was like, the idea of having a big name zine is kind of, I don't know, funny to me.
Funny,
I suppose. Yeah. It's like because even the biggest name zines I can think of, if I said the name of them to any other person that I knew, they'd be like, "Who you're talking about?" Yeah, you can only get big in zine circles, and even then, only in the type of zine that you make. Like, you know, a couple of people who make photo zines know who I am. People who make literary zines do not. People who make comic zines do not. People who make you know, educational resource zines, they're all totally different fucking things, you know. Yeah, like the idea of a zine, I think, is that it's like small circulation, and that it's personal, and that it's, you know, it's niche, and I mean, you should have some expectations for it where you're like, yeah, I would like this to circulate, obviously, but yeah, I think it's a bit almost a what do you call it, like a contradiction in terms to before you have your first zine out, be like, it's gotta be big. It's like, I don't know how big they fucking get.
But beyond it being a zine too, if you're doing anything, if you're just like starting anything new, anything creative, anything that you're just like having to put a lot of work into, and you're working with a group of people who are like, this is gonna be big, it's gonna be big, but then they're, because it's nice to have that attitude if you're just pulling all-nighters and you're trying to make it happen. But if you're not doing anything and still thinking like, it's gonna be big, we're doing it, everyone, then those are people who like the idea of being that thing and like to tell other people that they're that thing because they think it's cool. People like you actually make it happen, so I'm completely for you totally ghosting the group after this. And if they ask about it, just say, hey, sorry, you guys didn't help. And I'm really passionate about this. I did 90% of the work. It's nothing personal. It just, logically, I have to do it like this, and I'm so sorry. I wish you luck in whatever you want to do. And you break away and you do some other stuff, because if you're passionate about this thing and you put in the work, that's the only thing that's going to make it happen.
Yeah.
Zines don't just accidentally get fucking big or big at all, but these things don't just happen on their own. And
No, they
you
don't just
shouldn't
pick up steam out of nowhere.
you shouldn't carry these people through it. And on top of that, they asked, should they just write their own poems and slap an alias on it to fill the empty spaces? Maybe, if that's what you want to do. Maybe just it to be mostly you.
I mean, yeah, it's up to you, I suppose. If you want to finish this issue because people have already submitted it, then I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that.
Right.
Yeah, that, or you just gotta give it more time and just, you know, keep on asking for submissions and extend the deadline and stuff. I don't know.
Right.
It's one or the other. Or just make a super short one.
Right. Just make a little zine and be like, hey, sorry, these are the only writers that contributed. I'm doing some other thing now.
Yeah. It's gonna be bigger and it's gonna be better.
It's all a learning experience.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, just some little bit of art thoughts to wrap up. Otherwise, very fucking stinky episode.
That's our formula. I think that's our winning formula. Or maybe our winning formula was the last episode that hasn't even come out yet. But we
don't know yet. It could have been a big hit.
It could have flopped though. I'm halfway expecting it to flop, where people are just like, God, shut up about social media. Just hey, tell the joke. Dance, monkey. Tell the fucking joke.
Like, yeah, we get it. You're old.
We fucking get it. Nothing is funny to you. That sucks. Take a pill. Go to your fucking therapist about this shit.
Fucking jaded.
I can't laugh or like smile. It's weird.
It's fucked up. I
Even
think
when
it's a fibromyalgia thing.
Chuckled then, it was with a straight face.
It's actually a laugh track every time.
I click a little button on my keyboard. It's a soundboard.
Even when it's just a little like he just goes and edits it in afterwards.
All of the letters on my keyboard are a different like chuckling sound. So when something I think is supposed to be like when a normal person would hear it and laugh a lot, I'll click it.
Yeah.
But then when something, actually that's kind of a fire idea. As they're going across the keyboard, they get progressively like one of them is like hysterical laughter. One of them is just a little like that's hilarious, you know?
Yeah, like Q is like just a short kind of nose exhale, just a
Yeah.
and then by the time you get to M,
right.
Oh baby. Knee slapping.
M stands for manic laughter.
Q stands for quiet laughter.
This is amazing. This is a great idea. Oh my God. To build a soundboard that from all the way across the keyboard going down like that, it just progressively gets more intense. So that you don't actually, hey, when you're having a call with somebody on the computer, you don't have to worry about all that fake laughing you have to do. Or any kind of laughing. You just have to be there and listen to their story and laugh appropriately on the keyboard.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't have the energy to do it with your mouth. Because the depression is sunk in that fucking hard.
Like, when you're that depressed, what are you going to do, right? The logical thing is to build a keyboard, to build a soundboard. A lot of time
into this large tech project.
To trick other people into thinking that you're fine and doing normal.
And that's healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has that same, would a depressed person make this, you know, thing from Parks and Rec?
Energy.
What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little claymation.
Yeah, that's so funny to me still.
Would a depressed person make this, and it's a keyboard that means you don't have to laugh?
That means I don't have to fucking smile or laugh anymore when I'm in a call with people.
Only a depressed person would make this.
No, just it's almost like, hey, would a depressed person invent Soylent? You know, that thing where you don't have to eat anymore? No, I can get by on my nutrients by just drinking this flavorless gray matter. And then now media and all the fucking millennials had to go and fuck it up because now they're making flavors.
Disgusting.
So I'm just going to drink Soylent and I'm going to click these little buttons.
Plain old Soylent.
Yeah, just plain Soylent. And not even the pre-bottled ones. I have to mix it every time and I'm too depressed to blend it, so it's chalky and there's like bubbles of dry powder in it. Yeah. And I'm just kind of... It's kind of counterintuitive because the whole point is that I didn't want to chew anymore. But I kind of have to chew my way through these thick pockets of Soylent powder.
And that gives you just enough energy to not go to sleep all night.
Right.
Yeah. And then the not sleeping keeps you right on that brink where you're just hungry enough to eat a Soylent. And that's...
To chew on an unmixed
so
Soylent.
it's perfectly balanced. Yeah.
This has been All the Space in Between. My name's Mitch.
I'm Billy. Thank you for listening.
If you would like to send us a pickle that you are in, we would love to read it on the show. We would love to give some very honest and earnest advice to that. And you can send us an email at
allthespaceinbetween@gmail.com. If you would like to find all of our previous episodes, I do recommend them. There are 30, many of them now. So many of them.
Almost 40.
Yeah, if you would like to listen to all of our previous episodes and find our social links and find where to subscribe to us and everything, you can do that at our website, which is
allthespaceinbetween.com. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Keep listening to us on Spotify. Or, again, we do have a YouTube channel that's not anywhere on the website. But if you're one of those people who's just, you don't leave YouTube, I don't understand it, but I do cater to it.
I don't support it, but I do endorse it.
But I do, even if it's just like a couple hundred more views to add to our stats for when we present ourselves to advertisers and sell our souls, it is worth it. And you can find that by just going to youtube.com/allthespaceinbetween, I believe, or just looking up All the Space in Between on YouTube, and you can find our channel there. Subscribe to it, and if that's how you consume this podcast, then I don't get it, but
I don't understand or support it, but it's there.
But there it is for you. And it also has this like nice looping footage.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to just have kind of
week.
on I know there's so much work that goes into this podcast.
I know, you're doing the most.
And I love it. I love mixing the episodes.
It.
I just do. I love mixing the episodes. I love adding the reverb. I love adding the stuff. On the last episode when I did the reading of my own lyrics and I added, the music in the back, it was all just really nice to me.
Yeah. We put an unnecessary, well, you put a lot of kind of unnecessarily nice production value onto this horrible little podcast that we do.
Horrible little piss joke podcast that we do, but we thank you so much for listening.
I love that about it. Yes. I love that people are enjoying it. Very good. If you are enjoying it, please do tell people in real life, tell people online, tell anyone that you might think would also enjoy laughing along to our horrible little voices.
It really does help a lot. But with that said, new episodes every Monday, and we will talk to you next time.
Have a good week.
Bye.